hello, we're live. This is us on. Welcome back. It's Saturday. It's actually a game for us to be playing. I know it's been a while because we stopped for. What the fuck did I stop? We stopped for? We did a thing where we went to go see Kay, and I can't remember what it was. Capsicon. Yeah, we were at a convention and we hung out with Kay, and that was fun. Kay's not here because she's at another convention, but hopefully that should free her up for a while and she'll actually come back. Frost is also not here because real life sucks for them right now. Shay is here, but currently dealing with health problems, so they'll show up eventually. But right now you have Dido, Shane, and I, so that's fun. Hi.
Hey.
Hello. Yes. So right before we went live, you posed me a question. What does House Riker busy themselves with? House Riker busies themselves with maintaining the Temple of the Moon. That's their thing. The family are the chosen of the aforementioned moon goddess that I don't think we ever gave a name to. It's the one.
Diatheocierendra.
There you go. It's the one directly parallel to the Picard families. They literally have temples right across from each other down a single road, and they hurl insults at one another. No, that's probably not canon. But
I'd like to believe it because that is just fucking silly and funny.
yeah, it sounds petty as fuck, and when one person's family takes to murdering the others, it makes it very awkward, because you literally know right where they are.
Yeah, like just going out to check the mail and fucking Father Picard is just
I like
standing
to
there
imagine
like,
that they're. I like to imagine that they're backdoor neighbors. So this all goes on between their backyards.
I was gonna say.
they're playing their music too loud again. Get the sword.
Get the sword. Indeed. Also, if anybody missed it, but Dido knows, I became King of the Raccoons yesterday on another game. That was fun.
King of the Raccoon. Actually, I think you became
I became
king of
the other
that
place.
area.
Yeah. Don't ask me how. It just happened. I was the guy at the end of the thing holding the crown, and so no one was there to challenge my sentient raccoon. The greatest heist he ever pulled was convincing anybody he was worthy of being king.
You don't have to convince them if they're dead.
A lot of people died.
Yes, they did. Yes, a lot of people died.
Now, under my rule, all religious advocates, save for the animal gods, shall be slain.
That also happened.
And all recyclers shall be put to the sword.
Yeah, that did happen. A lot of religious people died. So, yeah, that was fun. Anyways, we're here for this game. And, yeah, I definitely remember how to play this character.
Same.
You hit things with Demon Sword, more or less.
I hit things with Demon Sword.
Well, no, I think you try to hit things with the Demon Sword.
I do try to hit things with Demon Sword. That is much more accurate. Yeah, there we go.
But have you heard about this hit new spell called Shield?
This hit new spell called Shield. Yeah, no, I could dig up the 3-month-old memes. Don't make me. I will. What am I doing? I'm still sending out notifications. That's what I'm doing. Anyways, whenever you're ready, Shane, you can start. This is us. Let's go.
Yeah. Remind me, we're still sponsored by Grinding Coffee.
Yes, we are.
Fantastic. They're pretty good. Go buy some coffee. There's probably a link in chat when Rin gets around to posting it. I think you get 10% off if you use that link. Fucking, I made 3 real nice, cute little jars and gave them to my father for his birthday that was a month ago. Then yeah, that's what I was doing this morning. I was around there, drinking coffee, and it was fucking good. But yeah, shilling out of the way. Last time we actually sat down to play, Shane was hungover and had no sleep, so he completely bungled a, sly and, intriguing character and just made him an arsehole. But, in doing that, he led the players onto a little bit of an intriguing investigation concerning sovereign soldiers in Empire territory, and encouraged them with a big old bag of gold with promises of more to come should they provide any useful information, or I think I also said if they come back with, well, having killed people. So there is that bit going on. But that's more or less all I really conveyed in that 3-hour session. It was a slog and a half. So, I can't remember where you guys got up to as far as whether you actually agreed to go, or whether you talked about it amongst yourselves. So, if
we
you guys
we agreed to go and take the man's money.
Sounds good. But
is what it boiled down to.
Yeah. There's probably an arrangement between the group that, hey, we'll set out on, a couple days' time. That gives you plenty of time to mill about, see your families if you want to, or do any chores that you might have backed up, if you can remember anything that you wanted to do.
Is there anything
that looks like a hard no.
Nope. I was going to ask in character, was there anything we needed to do before we prepared to set out?
No, we did it all yesterday. We're just waiting on Guzrock to get his people in order so we can go up the mountain. I put all of my affairs in order and already.
Same. So in the meantime...
Yeah. Reminds me, Dato. House Picard, are they actually local to
yes.
Skian? Fantastic.
Yes. They live very close to the people they hunt, i.e. Lorian's family.
Yeah, that is very understandable. Hey, Dougla.
Hey, Dougla.
Cheers for the raid, my friend.
Welcome, Raiders.
That a day has passed, or a couple of days since you asked him to do something for you. Eldroic does eventually come and find you, Jordan, concerning the little gift your father provided you. And he stammers a bit and holds up the necklace and...
how did you get that?
If memory serves, you gave it to him?
No, it is locked in a lead box at the temple.
Oh. Well, never mind. He finds you out anyway, and... Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
When I investigated your little trinket the other day, I was not about myself. I felt weakened. Something about Guzrock's meal really just... It was delicious, don't get me wrong, but it's drained me from a mental side, a mental view. I believe it dimmed my potency.
That sounds like a personal problem. Poor lady. Or man.
Oh. Well, you shouldn't worry. I feel as good as new. It's back to normal now. But from what I could discern, there was something else about that necklace that I couldn't quite figure out. I was able to figure out that it was divination magic, but I could tell you no more.
It's scrying magic. I know exactly what it does. That's why it's locked up in the temple right now. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, it seems you've been busy then. I was going to offer to have another look at it, but I suppose, from what you've told me, it is a fairly obvious gift from your father. No matter. Anyhow, I'll leave you to your day. Sorry for the inconvenience the other day.
It was no inconvenience. It was more of my inconvenience on you.
I'm happy to help whenever I'm able. With that, he probably steps away to continue about packing his own belongings and going about his own day. Go on.
I'll go find Lorien wherever they may be.
Just
what time of day
up
is it?
I believe you had the meeting with what did I name that guy? I believe you had the meeting with him fairly late in the evening, so it's probably bright and early in the morning.
Okay. I'm sure there's a training yard where they're practicing.
House Riker would have one. Otherwise, there's an ample amount throughout the town. You'd be able to just go to, one that shares, one that's used by guards, or any number of combat-based temples would have one. They're more than willing to let you share.
Probably House Rikers. Probably very much avoiding our mothers, who are probably still quite hungover.
Yeah.
Let me be right back. It sounds like our dinner just arrived.
Gives me ample time to look for his retainers, or her retainers, rather. Fucking Ren and his wacky names.
Ren? Shane and his wacky names.
Well, yeah, I suppose I started it, but Ren gave me some fucking lovely ones. Actually, they're not that bad, I suppose. Just like Mother Tatrasil. That's a bit of a mouthful.
I mean, I bet she's a bit of a mouthful.
She is a very compassionate lover, I'll have you know.
It still doesn't mean she can't be a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, it goes back and forth. I suppose.
I guess since I'm probably going to end up finding Lorien at her house, I'm going to take the chest with me.
Yeah. On the walk that morning, you have a stupid high passive perception, yeah?
17, yes.
Yeah. It's probably a couple of blocks to get to Lorien's place from the Tavern District to the Temple District. Along the way, you kind of find yourself looking over your shoulder and you see... There's a bloke following me. Oh, bloke behind me, whatever. That's normal in cities. There's a lot of people here. People go the same way. But about 2 blocks later, as you're getting closer to Lorien's abode, or House Riker, you notice that, like, you take another glance over your shoulder, and you notice that that same person is still there, and they kind of veer off into an alleyway the second or third time you look around.
Does anything on his person look revealing of any kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Affiliation with anybody?
Why don't you make an active perception?
Sorry about that. I'm back. Active
That's alright.
perceptions.
Just Jordan.
Just
19.
He's keeping a very significant distance. Or they're keeping a very significant distance. So it's hard to make out intricate features, but you do notice they're kind of wearing baggy clothes that might be loose enough to conceal, like, either light or medium armor.
Well, I'm not stupid. She's not going to follow him into that fucking alley. And at the moment, Dido's looking for a fight, but Jordan isn't. I'm just going to keep going, but I'm going to go the long way and see if this person keeps following me. Instead of taking a more direct path, I'm going to take a couple of lefts that I shouldn't. I would say try and lose him, but I don't think I'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
Do a stealth check and find out.
Yeah, either you do successfully lose him, or he stops following you. Okay. Seemingly, he realized that you're onto him, so he just kind of gave up. But that was a strange little thing. A strange little encounter in the morning.
Especially considering what I have on my person, yes, it was.
Yeah. Given a few more minutes, nothing suspicious happens, and then you eventually arrive at House Riker. You probably glance up over to House Picard and see someone standing in the window, and
no, I don't even look at that house. Fuck them people.
Well, yeah, you probably glance up at House Riker and see someone standing in the window seething. I'm kidding. Yeah, walking inside. Lorien, you said you're training, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you turn the corner into their wide open courtyard and find Lorien and Ceremere having at each other with training swords or weapons of choice.
Probably training weapons. It's as tempting as it is to train with this cool sword. It probably would narratively end badly, and we haven't developed that far enough for it to be tragic just yet.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she could be training with Ceremere right now.
Yeah, why don't you give me an opposed athletics check with your Knightly Underling.
Alright. Character sheet. Where is my character sheet? There it is. Athletics. Yeah, 25. Hey.
She can barely fucking... Well, she can tie with that, so good luck to her. Yeah, she's putting up a good effort and parrying a lot of your blows, but, you know, there's a reason she's the underling, and you're the well-trained paladin.
Yeah, she's quite literally my squire, so it's more that I'm training her.
Yeah, she's very much on the back foot, and eventually runs out of space, and you probably just, like, crack her in the ribs. That'll teach her for letting her guard down, and she keels over and kind of groans out and reluctantly says, "Yes, I yield. Well fought, my lady."
You're getting better.
She rubs her ribs and like lifts her shirt a little bit and bitch, that's going to bruise. Sorry. Yes, thank you. Slowly.
Lawyer will walk over and I'm just gonna dump a point of lay on hands. It's gonna just soothe that just a little bit. That's alright. Letting it out will help ease that pain as well. Some people say swearing is a bit cathartic for injuries like this.
Yes. Unfortunately, most of the more mannered knightly orders tend to frown on it, but I appreciate your wisdom.
Yeah, so it's a good thing you're here with us.
And she probably looks past you and, like, presses her training sword into the ground and stands, pushes herself up to her feet and, "Oh, my lady, you have a visitor."
It seems that I do. Lorian will straighten up a little bit as well. She's probably dressed in, like, basic slacks and a very loose-fitting tunic for training purposes, and seeing Jordan, she'll just issue a little bow. Good morning, milady.
No, I thought you would be training for a little longer there, love.
Oh, Saramir could only go for so long.
Well,
behind you, he kind of chuckles and looks at her feet and... should I retire? Should I find tea and the like for your guest?
I'm actually not... Don't take this the wrong way. I'm actually not here to see you.
Oh. I would say I'm slightly insulted, but what is the occasion?
I have a gift, a peace offering, and she gestures to the big-ass trunk behind her, for one or both of your mothers.
I see. Peace.
I was hoping at least one of them would be in.
Well, very likely at least one of them is in. Come, I'll show you the way. Saramir, you're relieved you can maintain your independent training until such time that I call upon you again. It's very likely Gwenlia is available. She's the one who maintains the household, after all.
Saramir nods and kind of mutters, "Thank you, ma'am. I will. I'll be very diligent. I'll be better next time." And she, before you have even started walking away, she's just started going about with some practice swings, just getting her form correct, making sure it feels very natural for her. And throughout the house, both Gwenlia and Tatrasil, or fucking Mother Tatty, are available somewhere, so you can choose who you'd like to take Jordan to, if not both. Around the house.
Probably be Gwen, because
she's probably
taking her to Warrior Mom is probably not a good idea right now.
Yeah.
Also, hi, Shay.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
Better, I guess. Yeah, better.
Yeah. Also, I apologize. You said your stomach wasn't feeling good right as I ordered dinner.
That's okay.
Isn't that usually how it works?
Yeah, and I'm just like, shit, I guess I could have just fended for myself if your stomach wasn't going to be feeling good.
Give it some time.
There,
be better.
yeah, you got food options there that won't upset your stomach, so hopefully, knowing your stomach. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, we'll go talk to Gwenlia.
Yeah, for, completion's sake, you'd probably have lesser, servants and stuff going about the house, doing cleaning, all that junk. And Louise is somewhere as well, but Guier is currently out, if that matters to you at all.
Okay.
Yeah. You're able to find Gwenlia in one of the studies. She probably hasn't, gone to the effort of putting her face on or, dressing up immaculately. She's probably just lazing about because the last 2 days have been pretty heavy as far as extracurricular activities have been involved.
Yep.
Oh wow, this is going to go even better than expected if the rich lady can't even put her face on before she leaves the bedroom.
She hasn't even put her face on and it's afternoon. That's probably not bad. Yeah, I was just kidding.
But, yeah, you probably find her. She's wearing a nice robe, but that's just the privilege of a, rich family. So, she's rugged up, and hearing the door, she turns around and... Ah, my beloved daughter. Oh, and her friend. I'm sorry, I don't believe I'm in such a state to be taking guests, but what brings you along?
Well, a couple of things, but first off, I wish you would hate me for me and, not my family. I mean, I have enough, flaws for people to not like me for me. But
Oh dear.
that actually brings me to the reason I'm here.
She likes me.
And she has, I know she doesn't hate me for me because she doesn't even know my name.
You're just the friend. Just
that
much.
And
That's saying that she kind of chuckles to herself and says, "Oh dear, I'll learn to do so in time." As she steps closer and kind of beckons you to the table in the middle of the room.
What is on this table in the middle of the room?
Along the sides, there's probably a few stacked up books, and open in the middle is a tome. Sorry?
Is there a place to heft this chest onto the table?
Yeah. Open in the middle, there is what looks to be similar to a wizard's tome, but she quickly closes it and puts it with the rest of the books, leaving a nice open space.
Yeah. I'm gonna heft it. Well, this may be exactly what is planned, but I come with a peace offering of Will's. Just to emphasize my intentions toward your family and to Lorien. I suggest you don't open it.
That makes Lorien raise an eyebrow.
Here's a present.
You-
Never open it.
She kind of quirks a brow, kind of blinks away a bit of tiredness, and turns. Taking a step to the window, she probably pours herself a breakfast wine.
Those are the best.
And probably pours 3 of them, carries them over to the table, and sits on the far side. What a confusing sentiment. You bring me a locked chest.
It's not locked. I just suggest you don't open it. In the chest are 7 years worth of trinkets that my family have tried to coerce me to either wear or keep on my person to gain information from either Lorien or you. You being your family. The most recent, how long has it been? A day?
2 days.
About 2 days.
Was 2 days ago at the restaurant.
Oh. I knew. Sorry, she would probably know their names. I knew Pakir to be.
An asshole?
I was going to put some sugar on it, but yes, you're his daughter. I've known him to be an asshole in his primary duties, so this hardly surprises me that he would bestow his dear daughter. She does pause and starts to think about that. She probably has a decent bit of information on your family, and she probably knows that his eldest daughter doesn't give a shit about the feud. So, yes.
As
His
you
dear
know,
daughter, yeah.
being the eldest, I
Doesn't
suppose.
surprise me that. Oh, sorry.
No, keep going.
Yes, it wouldn't surprise me that he's bestowed these gifts upon you. Have you had them thoroughly investigated?
Every single one.
And
That's why I suggest you don't open the chest. It is lead lined, so.
Oh dear, it's. I hardly need to conceal my secrets from him. We live across the road. Or, we live within a block of each other. He knows where we are. Scrying magic will only get him so far. We've kept our relative safety for long enough. But having enough of his toys, it very well might aid us in perhaps countering his gaze, or otherwise we could just cathartically destroy them. It could be fun.
I've thought of doing that myself many of times. But
Well,
I also
if you
wanted
ever want
to-
to, just let me know. It would be a good bonding moment.
I also wanted to let you know that I'm not sure how familiar you are with our family and our customs. I know you're familiar with what they do, especially to your family.
Yes, I am very well familiar with what they do, per se. And I have a vague idea as to what keeps them in a position of power and a position of wealth, but anything else you're willing to tell me would... If it doesn't benefit me, then at the very least it will be interesting to hear.
Oh, it definitely benefits all of you. it really stems from your daughter. My father has reached the age that he can't fulfill his duties anymore. The order, he's basically retired.
I was going to make a joke, but I decided to keep it.
So, typically, that duty is passed on to the eldest son. And as everybody knows, my brother passed many a year ago. So now, that duty is passed on to me. And as long as I live, your kind will not be hunted by my family. Lorien can attest to this. I've put my life on the line for her many times, and I will continue to do so.
It's true.
You say he is in a state of retirement, but he is still a very capable martial fighter. It's promising, and I very much want to be convinced by your words, but I still believe we are not out of danger yet.
What I'm telling you is he cannot do those things inside of his sanctions. He may still be capable, yes, he is very capable, but he does not have the laws behind him anymore.
Has either family ever stuck to laws? Why, I believe neither has. We ourselves have... I probably shouldn't be telling the descendant of said individual, but why, it was your great-grandmother who tried starting a simple bar fight, but fell in the incident. Nothing about that was holy or under the guise of the supposed god that they protect.
Yes, but now you have ammunition if it's done intentionally. A bar fight happens multiple times a day.
Oh, sweetie, that's just what we called it. It was a thinly veiled assassination attempt that turned very violent against the...
Then if another bar fight is let out, don't call it a bar fight. And then you'll have a leg to stand on, where my father is concerned.
Well, I suppose we can certainly try, can't we? It is promising to hear. Why, I know Pakir was getting on in age, but I hadn't realized the duty had fallen to his eldest. Tell me of your sisters.
I have two of them, both younger in age.
Should traditions be damned, do you think your father would disown you and pass the reins to one of them, perhaps?
That's not how it works.
Traditions be
He
damned.
has no choice. It's not his decision. This isn't a pick or choose. He doesn't decide. He wishes he could. If I am to fall, then somebody else will be chosen. Probably one of my sisters. I can't tell you of their intentions or how brainwashed my father has made them.
It seemed all right at dinner.
The two young blondes, I believe, they embraced you just 2 nights ago, correct?
Just because they like me doesn't mean that they doesn't mean that they see my views against what our family does to other families.
I don't believe I was of my right mind. I think I must have had some particularly strong wine, but from what I can remember...
you also recall, my mother also embraced me, and she's married to the cocksucker.
But while your mother and father regarded us with scornful eyes, I don't believe I received similar treatment from your siblings.
As I said, they are their own people. I cannot pretend to know their intentions or what they would do.
That leaves me hopeful for the future of our families. You've given me a lot to think about. And that you're... well, I'll be very upset should my daughter let you fall. Why, you'd better believe she'll be grounded for a very long time.
Oh, don't worry.
Jordan kind of like scratches her neck a little bit because it was kind of Jordan's fault the last time she went unconscious, but she doesn't say anything. I mean, it was Lorian's fault.
You knew the risk when you made that necklace. Or that ring. Oh, excuse me. Don't worry. I intend to keep her around for quite a while.
I see a bit of your mother in you.
We're not nearly as noisy.
No, we're usually around a lot of people.
She kind of blushes a little bit and chuckles and covers her mouth and I don't know what you mean.
But I know we have a long way to go and there's a history between our families, but I hope that this is a step in the right direction for all of us. For our sake. I know Lorian loves you both, and I don't want our love for each other to become that much of a problem.
I appreciate you visiting. I appreciate your sentiment. I'll certainly pass the news along to Tatrasil. And our extended family. Perhaps some of the underlings. I'll see. But... sorry, excuse me. Just... well, as far as I'm concerned, you don't have to be wary around us. We're not about to try and stab you in the streets. Your father, on the other hand, that is a different story, but we'll work on that one. Just,
I wish I could say I hadn't thought of my father stabbing me in the street, but I have, many a time, actually.
Ah, yes. I've heard of the bad blood between the two of you. Anyhow, thank you for your little gifts. I'll... under the safety of my chambers, I'll glance at them, see if I may learn anything. See if there is anything that is actually beneficial to the daughter of House Picard. Should there be anything good, I'll return them to you, but as you've said, you've investigated them closely, so don't have high hopes.
I don't. You can do whatever. They are out of my hands and completely yours to do with as you wish.
Delightful. At the very least, I might be able to sell them or attach them to cattle or attach them to local birds and see your father go running. It might be funny.
Yes, it would. Well, I will, I guess, bid you good day then.
Yes. It was lovely meeting you without the addition of... She looks at her cup, or like wine glass rather, and realizes it's empty and thinks about her next word without the influence of too much alcohol.
Well,
thank you for seeing us, Mother.
Anytime. Why, Mother Tetrasil is in. Would you like me to go and acquire her?
Should look to Jordan, see how she feels about such a thing.
She taps her breastplate and it tinks a little bit. I got some thick skin.
Alright, well, yeah, sure. Since we're here.
She can be grumpy in the morning, though.
Yeah, she can.
What's to prove that I'm here to keep Lorian safe and alive if I can't take a few blows from Mom?
Perhaps it's in your best interest not to call her mother or mum. In
Well,
her presence. Not yet, anyway. It might take a few years.
I was
but I
looking
was-
at Lorian when I said that, but
I was mostly kidding. She is down and out for a little while, at least. The previous night has worked up quite a bit of an exhaustion. Anyhow, I shan't keep you. It was delightful seeing you. Twice in 3 days, no less. This must be a record since when you were living here, and a little fledgling, only up to the height of my waist, running around with that little practice sword of yours, pestering the butlers. How cute.
Alright, well, let's get out of here before we actually start showing baby pictures.
As you say that, Gwenlia was probably on the way to the bookshelf to try and find some, but...
rain check on those baby pictures?
Oh, fine. Next time your friend comes over, I'll have them ready. Oh, there's some good ones in there. Do you remember the weeks when you were but a small child and you just refused to... I don't know, she probably says something really stupid and embarrassing.
Something stupid and embarrassing, yep. And Lorian's like, alright, we're leaving. Now usher her out before more is said.
Yeah. Straight out, or do you hunt down any retainers?
Just gonna find other mom.
Poking your head into their master bedroom, you find that other mum is dozing comfortably. She could probably stir pretty easily if you wanted to.
But I don't want to.
You probably like wave in a general direction and yep, that counts. I'm out of here.
I'll poke at her with the practice sword.
Yeah. She kind of like bats it away and stirs, rolling over, and like lazily glances up at you. Oh. Daughter.
Nothing.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Yeah, you have a visitor. I'm here to make sure you don't kill her.
We came here for you to talk to your mom. I already said my piece.
Oh, you didn't have anything to add to her? Okay, well then, hi, just checking in on you to see how you're feeling.
She kind of like pushes herself and sits up in her bed and blinks away the previous night and glances at you, glances at Jordan, glances at your training sword. You suppose to stop me with that?
I could try.
It's admirable, but I don't think you've come just that far just yet. A few more years and I might see that you're trained well enough to do so.
You should be using this one instead. Hand you a big sword.
I left my big sword back at wherever I was staying.
The inn or Gazroxa.
Yeah.
She clutches her head.
Place.
Why? Why have you brought a sworn enemy into my presence, specifically into my bedchamber, young one?
Because I'm going to reiterate to you that she is not a sworn enemy. She will be my wife.
Children and their defiance.
Did it ever occur to you that if I...
Jordan chuckles at that.
Did it ever occur to you that if the two of us are married, then we'll no longer be enemies?
She moves to say something and kind of pauses, thinks on it, and it's very well could be a symbolic gesture. The extended family might not feel the same way. It very well might anger them. Your friend here has no love for their father and vice versa.
Yeah.
Do you think they'd be on board? Have you expressed this sentiment with them directly in their bedchamber?
I mean, you're the first one I came to in the bedchamber. Mother managed to actually drag herself out of bed.
Very well. Tell me about her then.
Lorien is going to just say all the wonderful and flattering things that she knows about her fiance.
Jordan is beet red. She doesn't know how to take a compliment.
Most of all, she's a very talented practitioner of the faith and more than capable as a fighter as well.
She probably laid down as you were prattling on, but when you eventually finish talking, she kind of sighs and extends her arm up to you and kind of beckons you closer. Very... You've made your case. Come, embrace your mother.
Sense motive.
Oops. I pressed the wrong button.
Or rather, insight. Good. I trust her. Perfect timing for that to be a
I mean, she is your mother.
Do I have advantage? Because she's my mother, and I would know if she was up to something?
She's on the source, so she's not trying to hide anything. She doesn't seem to be hiding anything.
Okay.
She's probably just still a little bit tipsy from the night before and probably just wants to embrace her daughter.
Oh, good. We got her in a good mood then. Lorian will head over as well. Was she saying embrace to Lorian or to Jordan?
Lorian.
Okay, I'll
She probably doesn't want Jordan near her.
That was initially why I was like, why is she wanting to hug her all of a sudden? But yeah, okay. Lorian will hug her.
Yeah, she kind of does the lazy, like, fucking wraps her arms around you and then, like, pulls you closer, so you're kind of, like, leaning over the bed in, like, a half laid down kind of stance, and she just squeezes you. Now, should you end up injured under this one's care, I will not hesitate to bring wrath down upon House Picard, but make sure she keeps you safe.
How quiet is she talking?
She's whispering.
I still have a high passive perception.
How far away are you standing from?
I'm probably not super far.
Lorian's response to that, though, is just, we'll keep each other safe. That's what wives do.
It's... To be fair, it's not the worst thing she could say. So, even if Jordan can hear it, you can react accordingly.
No, she wouldn't react. I just wanted to know if Jordan would hear it.
With a decent passive, yeah. And hearing her daughter's words, she kind of gives her one more squeeze and then releases her. Alright, I'm convinced. Now off with you. Off on your business, I suppose. Leave me to my rest.
Alright, well, it was good seeing you then. And I'll quickly usher Jordan out before they change their mind.
Yes, you too. May next time be less alcohol influenced. She kind of announces to the room as you're leaving.
Or more.
She waves her hand and then lays down and rolls over and rests on the pillow.
Maybe we should go see if Guzrock needs to, I don't know, go on another ingredient hunt before we have to go up the mountain.
Yeah, let's go check on him. We left him alone for far too long.
Maybe it'll give us something to do while everybody else gets ready.
Go find Guzrock.
The beef Swellington.
The swell.
Yeah.
The swell. The beef.
Everyone has been going about getting ready for another trip up the mountain. What has Guzrock been up to?
Guzrock would have disclosed his plan to Allison, and then would have. Am I holding the Rod of Retribution?
I believe you have it.
Okay.
Unless anyone wants to like argue that fact. But yeah, I don't think he gave it away.
I don't think anybody else had it.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody did.
Yeah, if nobody else was going to use it, he was going to hand it over to Allison, telling her his plan, telling her his plan to enlist the enchanting services of a certain mage, etc., etc. And that also he had one last task to do before he focused on this more. So was gonna cook up a lot of food to have just a buffet ready to go for the next couple days or so. And is probably like napping at this point. Oh, can she use swords, or is she purely daggers?
Well, she's spec'd into subtlety, so she doesn't have swords.
She's
got.
game.
I think it probably wouldn't matter. She probably knows how to use long swords, but probably prefers like short swords and daggers.
Alright, well she has Shock's game, so... Alright, that's fine then. Really, Gozer's probably like asleep at a table at this point.
To be more precise, she probably has the exact same weapon proficiencies as Rogue, which is like short sword, rapier, common weapons, or simple weapons rather.
Okay, no long swords then.
Plus or minus long swords, I'm not too fussed. She's trained, so.
She trained.
Just snoring when they walk in.
Yeah. You guys probably walk into the restaurant and hear what seems to be like rumbling construction work coming from upstairs.
I thought he finished everything he was working on for the restaurant.
At least they're not fucking.
Oh, I sure hope those are not his fucking noises.
Me too.
Could be very deceptive.
I guess we'll go upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Allison probably meets you at the door and... Oh yes, Guzrock is just taking a bit of a nap at the moment.
Oh good.
Feel free to wake him. He should be up anyway.
Alright.
Upstairs, first door on the left.
Upstairs, first door on the left.
Mind the cabbages, we still haven't cleaned all those out.
Right. Just head to Guzrock's door.
Thank you, Allison.
Be careful, if you open the wrong door, a metric ton of cabbages falls on you.
Well, I followed up directions precisely. It was a trap.
It was cabbages all along.
No, she wasn't pulling a fast one. Guzrock's door is the first one on the left.
Oh, I'll knock.
I roll out of bed, and there's a loud thud,
Ooh, I think he fell.
and then a moment passes. And then the door opens.
And as the door opens, Jordan goes to knock again and hits his chest.
I'm up.
Does no
Oh,
one
sorry.
here wake up before her with the sunrise? It's so late in the day.
I usually get up really early, but I have been working later into the evening. I had to make sure the Swellington was supplied.
Why would you have to worry about that?
Because your parents gave me a task to make sure you two were safe.
Are does everybody think we're incapable of protecting ourselves?
I don't know.
I know,
don't think
right?
you are, but they still give me the task, so here we are.
Alright. Are you
I
ready
mean,
to get
that's
started?
Not yet. I need a favor.
Okay.
The favor I asked before. Did I ever get that thing?
I was gonna say, pretend like it's been over a month since we've talked. What was this favor?
She wants me to Zone of Truth the prisoner chick.
Yeah. On that note, did I ever get the scroll or no? Because if not, this is inconsequential.
Between the 2 days, one arrived by courier.
Oh, cool. All right. I need the thing.
Also, real quick, between those 2 days, using magical ingredients, why don't you roll me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1d11. You've been using some pretty funky ingredients, so maybe something funny happened.
1d11?
Yes, please.
That sounds like the weirdest number.
10.
Fuck me, I just lost my page.
Mm-hmm.
As you do.
As you do.
Yeah, you were trying to make a fruit tart,
Uh-huh.
but when you opened the oven, it jumped out at you. And you realized you didn't make a tart, you made a badgerberry tart.
You didn't make a tart. You made a tart.
You just made a tart.
Oh my gosh!
I
Put
created
a crown
life.
on it, and it's pockets.
I created life. I am a god now. It has a soul.
Yeah.
Father,
A strange
you've given me
pastry
life.
has been crawling around your room.
It's a little concerning.
Yes. It eats meat. Strangely enough.
That only raises further questions.
Interesting.
I will raise it until it is grown enough to be a guard hound, a guard tart.
What is even happening with this conversation?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Look, it's alive.
I can see that. It's an abomination. Why is it alive?
I don't know.
How is it alive? Like, what were you doing to make it alive?
Cooking it.
Well, usually cooking makes alive things dead. So
Well, I mean, I tried putting it down, but it only made it more alive.
I mean,
It just
you
has
got
the
more than enough
opposite
meat
effect.
to feed it.
I don't think it needs to eat. I just think it likes to.
Doesn't want to feed, it wants to hunt.
I would say, why don't you let it out so that it can hunt? But Godwing is just weird.
Well, it's very protective of Allison. So,
That only raises further questions. Why?
I don't know. I didn't know I had this until, like,
It's like when you have a Chihuahua and they choose their owner and they're very protective.
Oh dear God.
fortunately this one doesn't bark.
It makes noises, but no, it doesn't bark. You know, the noise a badger would make.
So it looks like it's going to take a few days for everybody else to be ready to go up the mountain. Did you have any ingredients you need to go hunting for?
It's gonna take a few days for everybody to be ready to go.
Oh God,
Seems
I
that
wish
way.
we were just ready to go.
the other guys can be ready as well if you either want to play them.
Let's have them be ready to go, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've done like 5 sessions of not being ready to go. Please, let's just go.
Okay. Just have the one task left, and I'm ready to go. If you would be so kind to Zone of Truth this person.
I do have it prepared, so I can do that. Let's try and make
I
this
also
quick.
could do that. If we hit her with the double whammy, she can't resist all of them.
Right. I like this idea.
Alright, let's go.
Let's try and make this quick, because I've been waiting 2 days to go up this mountain.
Alright, we'll be fast. I've already have a written arrangement to hand over to the guards should this go well. Alright, we got see
You don't get to see her if you don't know her name. I'm kidding, it's Kuru.
Kuru. Somewhere in my notes. Yep, Kuru.
Yeah. You've probably spoken to the guards a couple of times, and you have permission from figures of authority, plus you're also standing with a paladin and cleric, so the guards are more than happy to let you in. They remind you, don't leave your back open, don't leave the door open, rabble, 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 but then they also chuckle and kind of, oh yeah, she doesn't have hands, she probably can't do much.
We made sure of that.
Yes. Yeah, just be quick about it. We don't like having people in the cells for too long. Should a shift change come, the new staff will forget you're in there and just consider you part of the rabble.
It's not concerning at all.
That's how the local hospital works, so... But
again,
yes.
that's not concerning at all.
There needs to be a new baron of this city. New goals. Alright.
Yeah, they lead you to down a room through a kind of dank cell block, and down the back and to the right, there's a fairly small cell that's housing a woman you guys would be relatively familiar with, or you vaguely remember from a couple of weeks ago.
Vaguely remember. She was so beneath our notice we chopped her hands off.
I'll sit down and I'll say, hello, do you remember that time you tried to kill us?
Well, do you?
Sorry, I'm trying to remember the combination to make tokens and log. There we go, that's what she looks like. But she looks up at you and she kind of looks just a bit decrepit. She looks somewhat malnourished and like her hair's in tatters, and her clothing has kind of been just kind of replaced with frags. Or like whatever the prison is willing to provide. She kind of just scowls at you.
Gudrak will take out probably like a canteen of yummy soup that he has made and offer that, because you don't really need hands if you use both arms to hold it, and just offer that.
It's food you can drink. You don't need hands.
How nice are we trying to be to this lady?
Sorry.
What?
How nice are we trying to be to this lady?
Not mean, but I'm not gonna say you have to be nice. Just not mean. So, here, eat, drink.
We promise it's not poisoned.
it would be a convenient little out. It's been... it hasn't been that long since she lost her hands, so there's still a bit of, like, she reaches over and, like, kind of clatters and, like, fumbles and kind of winces in pain as she embraces this canteen and sniffs it. She doesn't know what she's really looking for, so she's kind of, that's weird. Why don't you give me a culinary skill or a cooking tools?
Yes.
See how good this soup was.
Yeah. I didn't create food and water.
You say 15 and you'll get advantage on any persuasion rolls after this, I suppose.
Oh, cool. Alright. 24.
Yeah, this is pretty good. You've simmered down the soup and made it real tasty. It is chunky to some degree, but it's not chunky enough to clog up the canteen. So there's probably like nice bits of, less small cubes of carrot and beef and stuff like that she just gulps down. And she has probably a few mouthfuls until, like, she kind of carefully lowers it to the ground, lowers it to the floor of her cell again. That was surprisingly not horrible. Although, compared to everything else I've had for the past few weeks, and the lousy attendants that barely helped feed me.
Yes, you look like shit.
It's true.
Yes.
You look like shit.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words.
You're welcome for the honesty. But you are correct. It would have been kinder just to kill you. However, that does not mean you should be attempting to commit suicide as you indicate. On that note, I implore you to not resist this magic as it is necessary for your potential release. And then we'll just like glance back to Jordan and give a nod.
Well, we're ready now? Okay. I'll cast Stone of Truth. If she does not choose to fail the save, it is a DC 15 Charisma.
The logical part of me says these cells would be warded against magic, but it's also just a guard's effort. They're not magic cells, I guess, so
but everybody has to make that save. Everybody in the 15-foot sphere has to make that save.
Oh, right. Fail. That's fine.
I'm not resisting.
That's fine. Grisrock doesn't know how this magic works.
Yeah, Kuru herself doesn't resist because she's just been really run down. She kind of doesn't really fucking care that much for her current position, so whatever, cast your spells, I suppose.
Alright.
Not like you could counter it.
Did she resist?
No.
No.
Did I resist?
No.
No.
Goals, hello, thank you for the cheer.
Wait.
Yay.
Qualifier question. Were you asking, did you attempt to resist, or did you actually resist?
Did I actually resist?
Okay. That's what I thought you were asking.
I was mostly curious if I would actually make the save, but I didn't think I would. But then he'll look back to Kuru, and
I'm dumb. Her name is Nuru.
Nuru? Okay.
Whoops.
Nuru? Is that what I wrote? Did I write Nuru? No, I also wrote Kuru.
I've probably been telling you the wrong name for fucking ages.
Okay, well now
I stole the
it's
name
Nuru.
from Wargroove, so yeah, it's Kuru now.
It's Kuru now?
Kuru.
Kuru.
K-U-R-U.
Alright. Then in that case, he'll just say, I'm guessing since you were attempting to abandon the one other fellow who also tried to kill us, that you did not really care one way or the other for him or his leading of banditry. However, I've come to propose a deal for you. I have, by incredible means of culinary superiority, acquired some magic that will restore your hands. This I will offer to you if you do me a favor in turn.
She was kind of scowling at you, but the mention of restoring her hands just makes her, like, kind of glance up and, like, raise her eyebrows a little bit, almost hopefully. Then, like, she takes a moment to gain her composure and they suitably drop.
Yeah, he'll actually take out the scroll and just hold it up as he mentions that means, and then tuck it away again. So, I have been collecting materials for my restaurant, and some of these materials I lack the arcane capability to create a magical oven. That's where you would come in. If you are willing to work on this project, I restore your hands. You are kept under close watch. If you try anything or try to escape, of course I have to hunt you down, etc., etc. You know the deal. But if you agree to this and you complete the task, I will see that your sentence is shortened and on well behavior and all that. And you also have your hands back.
Have you procured someone to suitably cast that spell? My experience with scrolls has told me that even with the appropriate materials, they can still fail with an insufficient user.
Well, I am no arcane expert, but as I understand it, as long as it is within their list of capabilities, they are capable of casting it.
If it's what I think it is, that is no insignificant spell you're holding. It would take a powerful practitioner of magic to be able to cast it.
Would it help if I had your jerky hands?
Probably not, no. From my current understanding of it, no.
Well, there are a number of clerics here.
Regardless, you cut us down with nary a bit of mercy.
Oh,
Killed.
you are correct. I would have been more merciful to kill you, which is what I wanted to do. But I also wanted to not be the old me.
Yes, so instead you just impart an incredible amount of suffering and pain.
Well, that is how I was raised. Is it not a difficult thing to shake one's old shackles? perhaps you two will choose not to rob others and slaughter them.
It was nary robbing. It was simply a transfer of wealth between a rich fool who barely deserved it and people of the town, taking back some that superiors that we deemed the world owed us.
Why did the world owe you this? What did you do to earn it?
What does everyone do to earn it? We labor, we work. We work for the people at the top, so they can sit above us upon their thrones, within their towers. We were just taking the high road for a bit of the good life, but evidently you were too goody-goody.
I have no opinion on it, but now I'm giving you the opportunity to work for me, and I don't have a throne. Not anymore, anyway. I used to have a throne. It was made out of bones.
Charming. How does one turn from violence and suffering to an enchanted oven?
Well, you see, despite me having a throne made out of the skulls of my enemies, I realized that I was, me along with the rest of my clan, were in fact slaves. So, not wanting to be slaves to a demon, I led them away.
So you'd pass the buck, do my bidding lest you rot here. How kind.
It is more, do you want help in return? You can help me. I am not threatening you in any way.
She kind of sighs knowingly and kind of slumps and sits up against her bed.
You have much to gain from this.
Reiterate the terms of the deal, if you please.
Oh, yes, I will provide you with your hands back, and you will work off your debt to me or us for trying to kill us by enchanting an oven, and I will also shorten your sentence if this all goes well. You will also not attempt to harm any of the people under my protection, and you will then we'll see where things go. If you do, I think the one last part was, if you do run away, I would be obligated to chase you down, only because then I put the lives of other people in danger. I will not be as cruel next time. Next time, I will kill you mercifully.
How kind.
You're welcome.
Considering you could find the means to give me my hands, it stands to reason that you could also find a better magical practitioner. Why not simply use the same benefactor for your old means? I am by no means a talented enchanter.
Two reasons. First, being that he might be working against this nation and puts my restaurant at risk. And the other being that I know what it's like to be, how do you put it? Downtrodden.
Demonized, vilified.
Yes, that. And so I'm offering you the same opportunity that I once took.
It will take a long time. Will you pay my way or provide a living, well, necessities
Yes.
in the meantime?
So long as you are working for me, you two are under my protection.
I'm loath to do so, and I don't like it, but I think I'm forced to accept.
You are not forced.
Just living without hands has been naught but absolute hell in this place.
Well, if you'd like, I could instead kill you. That would be a step up from the sounds of it.
You have such a way with words.
I know.
Your kindness is portrayed so immaculately.
Isn't it, though?
No, I don't believe that I'd like the alternative of your plans. I accept.
He'll look.
She kind of pushes herself awkwardly off the floor and, like, kind of just sits back onto the bed and sighs and make the arrangements. I'll be waiting.
Guzrock will look back towards Jordan and hold up the scroll. Are you capable of doing this, or do we need other clerics?
Technically, yes, I could, but I did not prepare myself to cast a high-level spell, so it would be a risk for sure.
Okay.
Especially without Aldruic here to help.
So if you had multiple assistants from other priests, and multiple people were working on this spell, then it is guaranteed, yes?
No?
Wonderful. Alright, let's go get some people to help. I'll see if I can find a high-level caster in town.
Yeah. Chances are, Scound's a pretty big place, plus you already have kind of a foot in the door with, like, Battle Mother Magdalene, for example, so
Yes.
you'd be able to track her down and get her assistance, but...
That's perfect, that was going to be my first choice.
Yeah, we're the favorites, remember?
We could also call that Guzrock business and say we do that off screen if you guys want to move on and kill stuff.
Sure.
Unless you want to entirely wrap up Guzrock on screen.
No preference. It's just going to be a quick, hey, can you cast this scroll for me? Here's a little bit of money for your trouble. Sort of thing.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
And on that note, I do have the obsidian blocks from that one altar, along with the where is it? Oh, it's on my treasure page. Treasure page. Along with the Rimaraz heat gland, plus a number of tools.
Yeah. You have more than enough that's, more than enough components. Obsidian is naturally, fire attuned, being, molten glass, being fucking a product of lava in its past life.
Yeah.
At least, if I remember that correctly.
Obsidian.
Yeah. Heading to the church, you're able to track down Mother Magdalene, and she probably... Yeah, that spell business is someone else's problem. So she probably hand waves you to someone else, and for a courtly donation of 7th level spells, they're fucking expensive.
I also have the spell scroll.
That is very true.
All I'm paying for is someone's time.
Yeah, they're not utilizing a spell slot, so they're not like using any of their own effort. So I'll say for a low price of 85 gold, they can cast it, and you can be on your way.
That's still gouging, but done.
10 gold per spell level plus 15 for the effort.
I'd say the 10 gold per spell level. I'm handing them the spell level.
Make me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Yeah, 14.
Let's see.
You said
I'll call that.
Right?
Yeah, they'll take. They'll bump it down to 55, just because you're such a convincing individual.
And I'll give a tip, so they get 85. See,
that entire endeavor was.
as long as there's no gratuity, I'm willing to give a tip.
That's very nice of you.
Yes. And now the tip goes to you and is not shared amongst all the people. That's not how restaurants are run.
I'm a holy man. My life is devoted to the church.
Oh.
The tip will go to the church regardless.
Oh,
but
shit.
it is so very kind of you.
Insight check. To insight this cleric. 13. It's not my best, but it's still a 13.
He is a lawful good cleric of a very high standing to the Church of Lathander. He doesn't try to deceive you at all. Yes, he's going to give. He's going to devote all of it to the church.
Okay.
He probably makes a fucking amazing wage, or like has access to all the items he could ever need anyway, so he doesn't really need it.
You've seen these. Never mind. Not gonna get into that.
What's that?
Nothing.
Alright. Okay, done. It's paid.
Yeah. There's probably like an hour of dicking around to get Kuru released into your custody and to get her over there. You probably clean her up a little bit. And then they cast regeneration on her. And
this is just just the start. She still has to I imagine the way this is set up, and she's still a criminal.
Holy shit! Never mind. I was lying. If you have her bits, then you don't have to wait 2 minutes. It happens instantly.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Not that it matters.
I hold up the shriveled hands.
Seeing them, the priest probably scowls at you and
What? I didn't eat them.
You didn't cast gentle repose on them.
I can't cast that magic.
Never mind. The spell will do its work anyway. Just dispose of those. Get rid of them, please. Remove them from my presence. But he cast the spell, and after probably about 10 minutes, as it's in 2-minute increments, it grows back part of her hand, and then up to the first knuckles, and eventually, her hands reform. And at first she tries to tense them, and they're slow, but eventually she's curling her fingers and actually kind of looks really amazed.
Well.
Yes. Anyway, I believe we're at our break time. Why don't we go and get more drinks?
Yay.
Yay.
And then we can go and kill stuff. I promise.
I would have needed a DC 17 to cast that spell scroll.
Yeah. It is doable with guidance, but
yeah, but
that's still like a 45% chance to fail.
If I would have known that I was going to be asked to cast a high-level spell scroll, she might have prepared Enhance Ability, which would have increased the chances. But she didn't. But there was also no guarantee that I could roll well enough.
For shits and giggles, let's just see a roll.
All right. Nope, wrong one. That one. It was a natural 20.
Natural 20. I overpaid!
That's if I would have had Enhance Ability. It would have been a 14 otherwise.
It's a rare scroll. Gus would have recommended it.
So it would have been a natural 20 with that. Otherwise, we would have lost the scroll.
Although with guidance.
We roll a d4.
Just
barely. Just barely.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was like, if I had Aldruic, it's a better chance. But then you're like, is it a guarantee? No. No.
Also, if that was just a wisdom check, you would be adding your proficiency to that as well.
No. It's just an ability check, so it's just your spellcasting mod, which is a +4.
Yeah, your spellcasting mod includes that. Oops.
I'm not sure.
Alright, I'll be back.
As far as
Alright, BRB.
Spell scores. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, get some drinks and be back in like let's call it 5 minutes.
Be right back then.
Yeah, a lot of places they say no to the spellcasting scrolls with adding proficiency.
I kind of thought that was the go, but yeah, wasn't too sure. what you drinking there, Rin?
Dr. Pepper.
Ooh, and see.
He has a PhD in flavor.
I'd totally get more of that if it wasn't like fucking $3 a tinny.
That's that import cost, yeah.
Yeah. Yet we can buy a fucking Pabst Blue Ribbon for a comparable price. I don't know why. It pains me. I don't know, maybe they thought we needed to beat our misses some more. Though I realise I say that while drinking VB, so... Whoops. Stereotypes are fun, aren't they?
Ooh.
Is everybody back and ready?
Yep.
I believe so.
Let's go find a mountain to die on.
Let's go die on a hill. This hill in particular. Alrighty, we're back. Hello, welcome. Once more.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Once more. Hello. Take it away, my dude.
Yes. Let's minimize that, sorry. After a little while and a couple of rituals, Guzrock now has an underling to call his very own, a magic acquainted one, rather. And he can set about making a magic oven however he likes. But that can be a chore for him and his... I'll be kind, I'll call them what they are, servants. The rest of you, however, have your own job to go on with. You've been otherwise requested to travel back to the mountain Korhauder to hunt for evidence of sovereign soldiers and cut them down if any are within Empire borders. Enough time has passed for preparations. Now it's time to get underway, I believe.
Yep. I think we were heading to the place where Lorian's dream was. Just see if we can find answers.
Yeah. That was around the second pegging site.
Yep.
Are you guys cutting straight through the forest, or are you going to follow the path up to Sirahad and across at the base of the mountain from there?
Well...
Go on.
Guzrock does have Labyrinthine Recall as part of the new books. So, he should be able to find that way fairly easy. There is also... Just one last thing, doesn't need to be roleplayed or anything. He will leave one of the Sending Stones with Allison.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
But yeah, so player-wise, any survival checks I make towards places that I've been are made with advantage.
Yeah, there's a path directly to Sirahad, so that'll be easy enough. It's probably about 2 days worth of travel. Cutting across through the forest, though, that's where you'd make your survival check, but you'd probably save a day of travel if you wanted to go that way.
This is what my brain is for. Which way do we want to
Oh,
The fastest route.
go?
pretty much, yeah. And I would give Guzrock guidance.
Oh, thank you.
I tried to get that out before you rolled, but
You were saying it as I rolled. 14!
Sorry, looking through my pile of things. Yeah, you have a decent idea as to where you want to go. More or less, it's like, find the path, and tilt, fucking 40 or so degrees to the right and just go straight.
Huh?
And being that you've been up this way before, you have a decent idea as to where you roughly want to be. Plus, the mountain's huge. When it's not foggy, you can just look up and get your bearings really easily. So, it is a pretty easy way to get to where you want to be. But going through the forest, that brings about dangers. Why don't you, Guzrock, give me a D100, please?
98.
Give me a D10, please.
6 ancient red dragons appear.
Almost. There's one for every color and 2 chromatic ones. 2 metallic ones, sorry.
Ah.
Roll me a D2.
One.
Yeah, you're traveling on. And you start through the trees, you start seeing the glow of fire. And billowing smoke that rises up beyond the trees above you. And suddenly you hear a loud cackle, and an explosion booms a short ways ahead of you as a fireball goes off, blasting away several trees and leaving a gap between you and what seems to be a crazed wizard. He locks eyes with the group of you and immediately presumes you're here to stop his fire starting. You shall not get in my way!
Alright.
Who is this?
What's going on?
Apparently there's a fire starter in the forest to the mountains. And immediately attacked us.
I'm just here for arson. 10.
1.
Also 21.
Oh.
But not a natural 20.
Okay.
Take that, fire starter.
See, 6, that's good enough to me, for me. It won't be the Archmage, it will just be the Mage. Yes! I'm not going to draw a map for you guys, I'm just going to have you use your imagination.
Okay.
Alright! Between the clearing and the area, the clearing that he just blew away, there's probably a hearty 60 feet between you guys and this crazed fire thrower. Ah, fuck me, I forgot to open the thing. Whoops. Okay, my bad. Can everyone roll initiative again?
You can right-click them and add the initiatives.
13.
Oh, put mine in there. That's strange.
We'll change that to a 10.
Well, that's Aldroid. Oh, nope, there's everybody suddenly.
Oh, and a Chimera.
And a Chimera.
Unless it just didn't load and I'm being dumb.
I only see Guzrock, Lorian, and Jordan.
Oh, mine.
Those are the only ones I see.
Mine loaded a bunch.
Yeah, mine has everyone twice. Okay, mine's back to Guzrock on a 10, Lorian and Jordan on a 21. That seems correct.
Yep.
Is everyone else in tow? Do you guys want to play their characters, or do you just want to have a 3-man adventure? Or a 3-man combat?
The others are drunk, I guess.
Yeah, Envy's off trying to, telling Aldroic about the wonders of Rakdos. And he's just like, uh-huh. 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 But yes, this mage blew out his initiative when he was throwing that fireball. So, Lorian and Jordan, you immediately bounce into a combat stance, and either one of you can take the lead. There's 60 feet between the two.
I'm gonna look at Lorian. I mean, technically he attacked first.
That's true.
And I'm going to stick my hand out and cast no, not Zone of Truth, Warding Bond. Go get him, Tiger.
Alrighty. With Warding Bond up, I'm gonna close the 60 feet, or sorry, the 30 feet, and then they are within range of my Channel Divinity. So I will start with that, which is no, not a roll, just display. Dread Aspect. I'm gonna look intimidating as fuck. They need to make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 15, or become frightened for a minute.
Unless he has something fun, he does not. Hey. Oops. Okay, that's meant to be an 8. Not that it matters.
Okay.
He gazes upon you and, in his maddened state, seems genuinely frightened.
Yeah. It's just Demon Sword out. A menacing aura starts to emanate from around her, and she just says, "You should be running." That's me.
Yes, very good. So Jordan cast Warding Bond, Lorian ran ahead. Guzrock!
I'm going to... How far away is he?
60 feet.
60 feet? Charge! I charge. And bonus action, Goring Rush. Whoops, that's not how I do Goring Rush. Goring Rush. Horns! 21 for 4 damage.
Yeah, his gaze is upon the source of its fear, and he's trembling in terror, and then bam, you slam into his flank, and cause him a soft wound.
Run!
Yes, I like it. Anyway, this frightened mage is going to do the bravest thing any of you know. He is going to bravely cast... He's going to bravely use his last 4th level spell and cast Greater Invisibility. And then tracks will appear in the snow as he runs away.
Alright.
Guzrock, these tracks only last about 30 feet or so. Jordan! He disappeared.
Is there are a certain amount of times that I can activate my. I don't need to hit anything right now. I will move up so that I am within 30 feet of Guzrock and Lorian, and wow, that was kind of quick. He didn't put up a fight or anything. Oh, what do I want to do? I'll cast a blast on us.
Hashtag blast.
Oh, it's going to be my turn.
Yeah,
We are all blessed.
Lorien! This mage disappeared.
Yeah, he ran 60 feet, yeah. Or he would be 60 feet away now.
Roughly, unless he stopped halfway through his movement.
Yeah,
You never know.
True.
Didn't he fail his save on your Channel Divinity?
Mm-hmm.
But he then also ran out of its range and made his save. I guess not that you'd know that.
Not that I know that. So yeah, he couldn't get closer. So, as far as I know, he's still frightened. Alright. Then, I'm going to use the cleverly left tracks in the snow to continue after him, and I will take a dash action if I need to.
Yeah, give me either perception or survival. Whichever you prefer.
Let's see which one might be better. They're probably both the same. They are, and I have bless, so... Does bless work for skills? I think so, right?
I think so.
Okay. 22. Or 11, depending, but I'm following tracks, not him.
Yeah. He rolled really poorly on his stealth. Not that he was trying to hide, but that I suppose that's just passive. As far as abilities are concerned.
Bless only works on attack rolls and saving throws, not ability checks.
Then just 20.
Not that it really matters.
Mm.
Conveniently, it has been snowing pretty heavily as of late, so there's a thick covering. You're able to take a glance at the ground and see that it's obvious that this guy ran in a straight line after he turned invisible. You run 60 feet and get pretty close to where they stop.
How close is pretty close?
The tracks seem to cease within about 5 to 10 feet.
Is it 5 or 10? This is important because I have Sentinel.
There's like 4 or 5 steps between you.
Okay. That doesn't tell me anything, but I'm assuming that's within 5 feet then?
With a longsword, if you spun in a circle, you very well might hit him.
Just use the rules as written. Is it 5 or 10?
5.
Okay. Then I am done.
Guzrock! This man seemingly ran away from you. Lorien is following the chase, but you're not sure how good they are.
They're about 30 feet away from me?
Maybe.
Okay, I run up next to them. If I have to dash, I will Goring Rush. If not...
Why don't you give me a perception check or survival check, whichever you prefer.
Sure.
With advantage because Lorien is seemingly pretty on the money.
19.
Yeah, Lorien is pretty damn well on the money. You reckon he's within 5 feet of where Lorien is currently standing.
Okay. I'll run up so I can get next to Lorien.
He's here somewhere.
With a good enough look, you can discern like the rough 5 foot square that he's in.
Cool. I swing in a wide arc, not aiming towards Lorian.
Yeah, make an attack roll with disadvantage.
14?
That hits against something, and you see an arcane flash as mage armor repels your attack.
Neat. 13.
You swing again, and once again you see an arcane flash of mage armor repelling your attack.
I use Reldane's ability. Natural 1.
Yeah. Why don't you make me a dex save with disadvantage to see if this axe goes flying?
Sure. 4.
Roll me a... Roll me a d30.
25.
The axe flies 25 feet to your right.
Shit. Alright, that's my turn.
Into the snow.
That's my turn.
Alright. Guzrock swings a couple of times and you hear some muttered cursing as the invisible individual tries to slink away from these wide swings. And then from the nothingness you hear, "Oh yes, then how do you like this?" As appropriately positioned, even though they may be mad, there is a large boom that emanates from behind Guzrock and Lorian as he casts Fireball.
Oh.
Jordan is luckily outside of the range. DC 14, dex save of 24 fire damage.
9.
We have bless on.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
you bless.
That
You
doesn't
won't.
save you.
Yeah, you won't make it. Sorry, I just realized that even with the 4. Do I have anything extra on with what you cast, Dido?
Warding 1
It's
gives you a little bit doesn't it?
resistance. It gives you resistance to all damage, and increases your AC.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it gave a +1 to saves or something, didn't it?
Oh, and saving throws. So you have a +1 plus a bless.
15.
Nice. Guzrock, you thought you were on the money and you kind of got distracted by your axe flying over there, and suddenly the back of your head is overwhelmed with intense heat as this fire overwhelms you for 24 damage.
I'm on
You
fire.
only take. Lorian only takes 6.
Yeah, you're quick enough to throw up your shield and block the brunt of it. You knew exactly what he was going to do. He's already been throwing fireballs. It only makes sense that he's going to again. And then you get the impression that the shimmer is moving away from you.
As soon as it moves, I swing.
Yep, make an attack with disadvantage. Would Sentinel give you advantage in this scenario?
I don't think so. But would I have disadvantage if I can see where he is in the snow? With his loud declarations and where his footprints were?
He is still hidden. He's still technically invisible, but you know the... I'm gonna roll me a d2 and roll high.
Alright. I'm gonna do a d4 and we'll cut it in half.
Sure. Unfortunately, you miss as he slinks away. But he is a clumsy mage. He still leaves tracks to his exact location as he runs away
Okay.
and ends his turn. Jordan! You were just overwhelmed by a teensy bit of heat through your ring. And Guzrock is sizzling.
Well, Guzrock is, I think, out of range. Let me just double check.
No, you should be right up next to me.
Yeah, you should be within.
And I was 30 feet away before you guys ran 60 feet ahead of me.
That's true.
Oh yeah, never mind.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my movement, my action, so that I can be within 30 feet of them again, and use my bonus action to twin spell Healing Word to both Lorien and Guzrock.
Yeah, I like it. Are you upcasting it, or?
Nope, it's just a first level, so that's 10 healing for both of you.
Alrighty.
Which will cap you back off.
Yep.
I like it.
I feel better.
Anything else, Jordan? Any movement, or?
I already moved, I already
Fantastic.
used my action, and...
Alrighty, Lorien.
Alrighty. Let's see here.
I'll say DC 10 perception check to work out the exact square, or exact 5 feet that this guy's in, as a free action. You've narrowed it down to 1 of 5.
Yep.
So you can follow the tracks directly,
I'm gonna follow the tracks.
and then from there, no, I'll say 1 of 3, just to be a little bit more nice. But he'll be within 5 feet of where you last saw tracks. So you can make your attacks blindly, I suppose.
Bonus action, cast Branding Smite, which will negate his invisibility if it hits.
I like it.
Also, hold on. Not that I would know, but... Not that Lorien would know, but did he cast Invisibility or Greater Invisibility?
Greater.
Okay. I was gonna say,
so
as soon as he threw that fireball, it would have been up. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
he has some pretty powerful spell slots, so I said, like, the table, the wild random encounter table said he's throwing fireballs, so
Okay.
I just decided, yeah, 1 at 5th level, 2 at 4th level, and he has the rest of his spells saved for mage armor.
Cool. Alright, so...
Not that you know that.
no, not that I know that. Branding Smite, bonus action, and then I will close the distance and take the swings. Sorry.
You only
you
need
have-
one.
Oops, sorry.
You only need 1 spell slot for mage armor. It lasts for 8 hours.
Oh,
I think
first
they
level.
mean they mean shield.
Oh, okay.
No, he hasn't used any of
That
that.
makes more sense.
Alright. Wah!
Attacking the spot on... why don't you roll me a... Oh, Bless first,
Yeah.
to see if that advantage attacks hits.
13.
Never mind. Unfortunately, no.
Mm-hmm.
And make your second attack.
Yep. There we go. So
Ooh, that's promising. Roll me a...
20.
Yep. Roll me a 1d3. And roll high.
Yeah, here we go. 3.
Hey!
Alright,
You
there we
fucking...
go.
Your first swing goes wide, he mustn't be over there. It's not because you swung like shit or anything.
No, definitely
And then you
not.
swing on the other side and fucking slam into him for 8 slashing plus smite
Branding-
damage. Go.
Yeah, Branding Smite, and I'm gonna burn an extra spell slot to do Divine Smite on top of it.
It's very
fuck this
possible
guy
you
in
just
particular.
one-shot him.
Yeah, fuck this guy in particular. Alright, Branding Smite. Yeah, it's at 2nd level, so that's another 7 plus all the fun stuff that goes on there. And then... Oof, another 12.
Not bad at all.
So 15, 27 altogether. And he's no longer invisible.
It's a DC 10
actually,
or half of the damage dealt, isn't it? So that'd be a DC 13 or 14 to maintain concentration.
27 would be 13 rounded down.
His invisibility fades, and he's suddenly looking very worse for wear.
Gotcha, motherfucker.
He once again kind of looks frightened. Anything else?
No, that's me.
Gazrock, Lorien has revealed your cloaked attacker.
Which direction is my axe and which direction are they?
In my head, I pretended your axe went far to the right, and they are, like, on an angle to the right. So, you probably wouldn't be able to get there in 30 feet of movement. You'd be able to get the axe and then do a goring charge if you dashed, though.
Yeah. I'm going to run right towards them and draw a steel wind.
Good idea.
Ah! 16?
Looking very pained, he's going to use a reaction to cast shield. So, yes.
Okay, and then I use his ability. 14, 23, 11, 20, and 8.
Missing the first attack is unfortunate. What is your strength modifier? Is that +4?
+3.
Oh. So you hit him for 2 of the off attacks, which deals 6 damage to him. Unfortunately, that's not quite enough. Anything else?
I just make sure I'm standing next to Lorien.
Fair enough. Shield counts as a spell as far as, like, not casting more than one spell in one round factors in, yeah?
No, it's a reaction.
Yeah, shield is a reaction.
So you can cast shield and then still cast a spell on your turn.
Oh, goody. Well, it's unfortunate for you guys that he knows he is in a bad shape. He knows he's been found. He's going out on his terms. He's going to cast Fireball at his feet.
Oh.
Yeah, Fireball at his feet. He doesn't really have anything else that will do more damage. Alright. Give me a DC 14 dex save, please. Hey, Gazrock actually makes this one.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nimble.
Hey, Lorien makes it too.
Yaha!
I love you both rolled a +4 on your blast. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Gazrock, you nimbly block your face and extremities and stuff like that from the brunt of it, but you still take 16 fire damage. Lorien, with magic protection, you do the same and only take 8. Jordan, you feel the other 8.
Yeah.
And then he burns to a crisp in his own fireball.
Oh, that was stupid.
What the?
I'm gonna use my magic initiate and I'm gonna cast Goodberry.
Oh, very nice.
Lorien's just gonna walk up to the mage and just going to stab down with the sword to make sure that he is in fact dead.
He was largely, like, ashified.
That's fine.
There is a heavily tattered robe, and there might be some of his belongings if they survive the fire. You can dig around his leftovers to see.
How is his body ashified, but his robes are still there?
Magic.
Magical thread.
But his whole body is made of magic. He casts spell.
Oh, that's true.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I will approach the other two with some. Would you guys like a little bit of a boost? How much do you need?
If I were to put an arbitrary number to it, I would probably be at about 37 of 45.
She hands Lorien. Lorian will hand Jordan will hand Lorian 2 good berries.
I will take 2 good berries.
How about you guys?
Wait, how much damage did I take?
16 on the second round and 13 on the first, I thought.
And then I healed you.
Yep, I was at 40 after the first hit, and then 16 down from that, 30, so I'm at 24. 24. I'm half alive.
Here, I give you the rest, which are 4 good berries, which is 16 points of healing.
Wow.
Everybody, well, Lorian and Jordan are max. I'm not sure about Ghost Rock.
I'm still not max, but significantly better, thank you.
You included the healing word from earlier as well?
Yes.
That was 10, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I included that. So, still kind of like Sinji, with like little probably Beard has like a little spot where there's still like a little flame. He's just gonna flop down in the snow, roll around in it for a minute, and then pick up his axe.
Yeah. It didn't, like, get buried or anything. Lorian, roll me a d12.
Yeah. 5.
You find a silk pouch that contains charcoal, incense, and quality herbs. You can probably flog it for about 20 gold, or if you have any magical friends, you might be able to turn it into 1 healing potion.
I do have magical friends.
You also find what looks to be a potion of healing.
I'll hand that over to Guzrock.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I still have a potion of greater healing.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Also a potion of tremor sense.
Oh.
And a potion of superior healing.
I do?
How many potions did I give you? Fucking, yeah, 2 above the greater healing.
Tons.
And an elixir of
I
health.
spent a spell slot to heal you?
It's been a while. I don't remember where I got all of these.
Nor do I.
I remember where I got the tremor sense potion, and I knew I had a potion of healing before. So now I have 2 potions of healing. The greater healing potion. Well, elixir of health doesn't do the same thing though. Oh yeah, there they are.
No, that just cures disease, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Same as a paladin's other lay on hands feature.
I am just the potion carrier. I am the potion master.
Snape. Snape. Severus Snape.
Well.
You know, I would have just, let him start his little fires if he hadn't attacked us first.
Yeah, he decided we would be fires, and so he had to die. That's all.
Are you gonna eat that dead guy?
No?
Have an inspiration, you fucking cannibal.
I already have an inspiration. Do I get a second one?
Pass your inspiration to someone and take another one.
Cool. Who doesn't have an inspiration?
I
don't.
No, give it to Jordan.
Who wants an
No,
inspiration?
give it to Ren.
Give it to Jordan.
Give it to Lorian. Fine, I'll take it.
Alright. Here's an inspiration.
Ooh, it feels so shiny. Wait, what do you do with it?
Use it to be inspired. Oh, I'm gonna turn Bless off.
Real quick, did you write down your potion of healing?
Yes.
Oh, it seemingly hasn't updated for me. Unless it's... Oh, no, you have two. Never mind.
Yeah, I only had one before.
Fair enough.
I'm actually gonna move all those potions to the bottom so I know where they are and don't get confused.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Just so consumables are nice and easy.
Yeah.
Anyhow, sorry for interrupting.
I do actually think I used that potion of climbing though, so...
Yeah, you definitely did. You completely trivialized one of my climbing expeditions.
That's right. Alright, well, I'll delete that one then.
Anyhow, crazy person dispatched. Are we parking up for a bit of a rest, or are you guys happy enough with how healthy you are and continuing on?
How much light is in the day left?
You can probably make it to the second pegging site as it's starting to get dark.
I will... I'll lead them a little bit further.
It's like I'm good to go. How are you, number one?
I'm good to continue.
I still have quite a bit left in the tank.
Yeah. Let's continue on, y'all.
Alrighty. Heading to the pegging site or parking up for rest a little bit before it? Gazrock seemed to say he'd lead them most of the way.
Yeah, let's continue on.
Mm-hmm.
To the pegging site.
Yeah, let's go to the site.
Alrighty. Time to ask that question that isn't misleading in the slightest, but are you making any attempt to be stealthy about your travels?
No.
I don't think we're a very stealthy group.
No.
Just for shits and giggles. 5.
Sweet. Yeah, heading towards the place you guys remember from a few weeks prior, you start getting closer, and through the tree line, you start seeing what looks to be the silhouette of Flame.
How we killed that asshole?
Flame in the center of a little built-up camp. And by the time you see it, you're still quite a ways off, so that your horrendously poor stealth probably doesn't rouse anything to alarm or...
Can I see how many people are around this assumed campfire?
Yeah, why don't you give me a perception check?
Perception, guidance. I thought I'd rolled a d4, but it didn't. 18.
You think you can make out a well-fortified little base camp built into the base of the mountain out of simple materials like, say, like just slim trees used for palisade walls, branches used for pikes and the like. Standing somewhat at the ready seems to be anywhere from 3 to 6 individuals.
It looks like the campfire we see ahead. Whoever's there has been there for a while, and you said 3 to 6. There are about 3 to 6 guards at their post.
Or more closely, you probably see about 3 people at their posts, and maybe anywhere from 1 to 3 sitting around the fire or kicking back. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Quick interruption. Hello, Raiders. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh,
Hello.
hi.
Hello.
Oh, hello. There are about 6 people. 3 are on guard, and the other 3 are sitting around the fire. It looks like they've been here a while. They've been able to fortify it pretty decently. Do you remember a camp at this height in your dream?
Oh gosh, you're gonna have to forgive me because it's been over a month. Remind me of the
your
details
dream specifically involved the host of said dream gazing upon. Fuck me. I'm gonna have to look at his name because I made it really dumb.
It too has been a month for me as well.
Yes, the host of your dream was staring upon Julius Voldemort Ignatius II inside a camp that looked very much like this. Inside what looked to be a hastily built camp.
With my 18, could I tell if they were guards from not here, from the south? Right, we're in the north.
You're probably too far away and just starting to get a little bit dark, so
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. You're not able to make out any useful insignia, or they are, at least the 2 people closest, or more so out of cover, look to be armored with long weapons such as halberds or pikes.
It's too far to see any kind of heraldry or standards that would be posted on the camp.
They're not flying banners.
Okay. Interesting.
I would not fly banners if I were engaging.
Yeah, which makes it very concerning. You only hide your identity when you're up to no good.
Shall I approach?
We're going to have to. So we should all approach and probably not lead with the Minotaur.
I'm going to pop a potion. Just in case.
Which one?
Just a small one.
Are we going to be diplomatic, or are we going to start out guns blazing? Are you going to be prepared?
Let's go diplomatically first.
Real quick, Guzrock, are you popping one of your small potions of healing?
I was going to, just in case, but I'm pretty chonky now that I think about it, so hold off.
Are you sure?
Not when you say
3
it
to
like
6
that.
people.
I think you should. It would help your healer quite a bit.
Ah, nice.
Roll me a 1d2.
Oh, right! 2.
Okay, yeah, you heal for 9.
Cool.
Woo.
What if she would have rolled a 1?
Never you mind.
You know, it occurs to me that we're in proximity of a magical rod.
Oh, a magical what?
Is that what you're calling it now?
Yes.
Good for Allison.
Yep.
Also, that divining peg. That does weird magic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Magic stuff.
Yes.
Well-
Anyhow, I might actually bring you guys over to the camp if you're going to be getting a little bit closer.
All right. Let's get closer. Jordan, why don't we go about this diplomatically?
Okay.
Oh, look how evil that guy looks. I'm sure they're nice.
I'm sure these guys are nice people.
How about you go in diplomatically and I got your back.
Yeah, that's usually the best way this works. All right. Then I guess...
Because I think your persuasion is probably better than mine.
Very likely.
Look at this definitely not villain armor.
It's fine. We're
Definitely
we're
not a
approaching
villain.
from the south, right? Or the bottom of the page.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to position.
I should have made this page taller.
You're fine. You still can.
Oh,
You can always adjust it.
they've got like Team Rocket vibes with their executive outfits.
That's No,
I would
it's
not-
the team from
not
Black
be-
and White where they were literally just knights.
Yeah. But you know how the executives always have like the over the top outfit?
They always had the really cool outfits. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just them.
It's just them. All right.
What do you mean, this guy?
Yeah. Like, whoa.
That's the exec right
Yeah.
there.
Before we get too... No, because it'll already be a minute.
That's
Oh,
the
this guy.
exec. That's the one. That's the boss, and the guy in the armor is the sidekick or the lieutenant.
Yeah.
As you guys come out of the tree lines, one of the guys with a pike standing at attention, specifically that one there, shouts, "Everyone, arms up!" And he lowers his halberd towards you and hold it.
Well met.
This guy is going to run to fill the gap here. This guy, who is an archer, is going to take cover. This guy's going to move over here to be less out of line of sight of that palisade wall right there.
Mm-hmm.
You heard them. Put your
How
arms.
hard?
I tell the guards to put their arms up.
From behind the wall, this stuff is probably like at least
wooden
6 feet
palisade.
tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nothing to me.
Yeah, you can probably see a heavily armored figure moving, slowly trudging through the snow. And then this guy moves aside, this guy steps forth. And through his heavy helmet, he asks, "What is your business here?"
Oh, well, we were just in the neighborhood and we saw your military camp here not flying any battle standards. I was curious who you represent and what you're doing here on the mountain.
We are but here for a bit of camping.
I can... Clearly, it looks that way. And you're not suspicious at all.
Now that he is in view, why doesn't everyone make me... Everyone that cares, that is. Everyone make me a history roll. If Envy were here, they'd be able to tell you something really fun, but... well.
4!
Do I get advantage because of military history?
Yes, you do.
Yay, 10.
18. It's a natural 20.
I would also ask for advantage, but that would just make it a 6.
Yeah, with a 6, you...
A question, what does DM Inspiration do? Is it a reroll?
Oh, that's a good...
advantage or a reroll? I'm not sure.
Well, you
I've
decide. It's
changed
your
it, like-
choice.
Yeah, I've used every single one in this campaign, so...
Because if it's advantage, I'll take that natural 20.
You don't need to. Yazrook You know that his armor clearly has military insignia on it. Jordan, you know that his armor clearly identifies him as a sovereign soldier, and a sovereign soldier of rank, specifically. It has a very good trim, and it probably, somewhere on it, probably displays that he is, like, maybe a captain, or not a general, not anything amazingly significant, but something good.
And the sovereign is the
Southern
people
faction.
from the south, the southern faction.
It's the one I saw working with Rodimus.
Yes.
I think your dream was a vision, love.
Yeah,
High-ranking.
I'm aware. It seems that it's much more true. You're a bit far north, don't you think?
Nonsense. We merely wanted to camp along the mountains. It's nice and cold up here.
And customary to declare your intent when you travel through lands that don't belong to you.
He kind of glances around.
Guzrock.
Yes.
Guzrock.
Yes.
You gave that stone to Alliston, right?
Yes.
You may want to let her know what we found here in the mountains. She can get to... I don't remember the guy's face. His name.
His face.
I don't remember his name.
I'm not even sure if I wrote it down.
I don't remember his name. She can get to him faster than we can.
He had a face and he looked like a man.
Let's see.
Yes.
A man calling himself
man-
Dylan.
Tellin, yeah.
That's the one. That's what I said the whole time.
But the armored man kind of shrugs his heavy pauldrons and I don't know what you mean.
So they're just to be clear, these are Sladonians?
Yes.
Okay.
At least Jordan knows that full well.
So Guzrock's gonna take a couple steps back, turn away, just fiddle with the stone and whisper out of earshot. Sladonians at the base of the mountain.
Over your shoulder, you probably hear, "We're not up to anything sinister.
And why
Why don't you be on your way? We need not skirmish. We can just have a lovely evening."
You're right. We need not skirmish, so I suggest you pack your camp and leave our lands.
Just as Guzrock finishes his message, the armored man kind of glances over his shoulder again and then simply nods. And archers start knocking arrows, and the halberdiers, or pikemen, step into position as this is initiative.
Yeah.
They don't take kindly being told to leave.
Do I have time to activate my mace before we go into initiative?
They have time enough to, like... They already had their weapons, but they kind of, like, lower them and more so prepare them. So, yeah, I'll say you can just flick it on as a free action.
So, I mean, I'm already kind of bright, being the kind of Aasimar I am, but I now shed bright light for 20 feet and a dim light for an additional 20.
We are also at the point where we should wrap up. instead of going into initiative.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time not getting here. But this is good because we'll have Kay and Frost back next week, and we all can die together.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
because, these guys are tough.
I'm gonna chop some more hands off. Looking at you over here.
Well, she's not a mage. Why would she be a mage?
She definitely
doesn't deserve to have her hands cut off.
She definitely doesn't look like a mage. I'm gonna take her hands anyways. That's what I do. That's my thing now.
I'm gonna eat them.
Take hands.
I'm gonna take them hands.
You go catch these hands.
Then Guzrock is gonna give them back.
Yeah. All right. So that is us. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to Dougler and to our new friends from EOS Rakanto for the raids. I hope I pronounced that correctly, or it's just EOS Rakanto. Either way, feel free to correct me on that so I pronounce it correctly in the future. I'm going to kick everybody over to raid our good friends over at Diesel Shot. They are playing their Kickstarter game, Change Stars. So y'all should check it out. I have a character in that book. So when it comes out, if y'all want to look at it or interested in some fun sci-fi stuff, that's them. They're playing. Y'all have a great night, and we will be back tomorrow for Starfinder. Woo! Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.